What if I told you that 1 million years ago, our planet wasn't just home to our primitive ancestors, but also played host to visitors from the stars? It sounds like science fiction, but stick with me, because today we're diving deep into a theory that could rewrite human history. Welcome back to Primal Earth Channel, where we explore the most fascinating chapters of our planet's past. Imagine Earth 1 million years ago, a world teeming with strange, colossal beasts. Saber-toothed cats prowl the grasslands, woolly mammoths thunder across the plains, and our early human ancestors, species like Homo erectus, are just beginning to master fire and craft simple stone tools. They lived in small, nomadic groups, constantly battling for survival against the harsh elements and formidable predators. Their world was one of raw, untamed nature. Now, picture this. One night, a new star appears in the sky. It grows brighter and larger, descending until it's a silent, colossal object hovering over the prehistoric landscape. From this craft, beings unlike anything seen on Earth emerge. These aren't gods or spirits. They're extraterrestrial explorers, scientists from a civilization thousands, maybe millions of years ahead of our own. Why would they come here? What would they be looking for in this primitive, yet vibrant world? Let's consider the possibilities. Maybe they were cosmic biologists, cataloging life across the galaxy. Earth, with its incredible biodiversity, would have been a gold mine. They might have collected samples, studied the unique flora and fauna, and observed the local primates, our ancestors, with intense curiosity. They would have seen the spark of intelligence, the potential for what we would eventually become. Or perhaps they were prospectors, searching for rare minerals and resources that their advanced technology required. Earth's geology, rich and varied, could have held elements they needed. Their visit might have been a simple resource-gathering mission, and their interaction with early humans purely accidental, a brief and bewildering encounter for our ancestors. But the most tantalizing theory is that their visit wasn't accidental at all. What if they were cosmic gardeners, or even genetic engineers? What if they saw the nascent intelligence in Homo erectus and decided to give it a little nudge? This is where the ancient astronaut theory gets really interesting. Could they have subtly altered our DNA, accelerating our evolution? Think about the Great Leap Forward, a period in our history where human culture, technology, and art suddenly exploded. Could this have been the long-term result of their intervention? Let's imagine the encounter from our ancestors' perspective. They huddle around a crackling fire, their world defined by the immediate struggle for food and safety. Suddenly, the sky is torn open by a silent, brilliant light. Beings emerge, tall and slender, encased in strange, smooth skins. They don't communicate with growls or gestures like any animal they know. Instead, they might use light, sound, or even project thoughts directly into their primitive minds. The fear would be immense, but so would the awe. These beings could demonstrate technologies that would seem like pure magic. They might heal an injury with a beam of light, create fire without friction, or show them images of the stars and other worlds. For a species that had just learned to sharpen locks, this would be a reality-shattering experience. How would our ancestors record such an event? They had no written language. Their history was passed down through oral traditions, stories that would morph and change over generations. The visitors might become gods, the spaceship a celestial chariot, and their technology divine powers. Could ancient myths of sky gods who descend to Earth to teach humanity be the faded echoes of this incredible encounter? Think of the countless petroglyphs and cave paintings found all over the world that depict strange, humanoid figures with large heads and eyes. often surrounded by halos or appearing to descend from the sky. Archaeologists often interpret these as representations of shamans or mythical beings. But what if they're literal eyewitness accounts? What if we're trying to draw exactly what they saw? Visitors in helmets or spacesuits. For example, the Wandjina paintings in Australia, dated back thousands of years, depict figures with huge, black eyes and no mouths, said to have come from the stars and brought creation and civilization. In the Val Camonica Valley in Italy, ancient rock carvings show what look uncannily like figures in spacesuits. Are these all just coincidences, a result of the human imagination? Or are they pieces of a puzzle, scattered across time and continents, all pointing to the same incredible truth? The aliens wouldn't have stayed forever. Their mission, whatever it was, would have eventually concluded. They would have boarded their ship and vanished back into the cosmic ocean, leaving our ancestors to process the experience. The impact, however, would have been profound. They might have left behind knowledge, not complex equations, but fundamental concepts. Perhaps a better way to hunt, a new understanding of agriculture, or an awareness of the celestial cycles. This could explain some of the sudden, unexplained jumps in human cognitive and technological development. It's a hypothesis that fills in the gaps that conventional science sometimes struggles with. It doesn't mean our ancestors didn't achieve greatness on their own. It just suggests they might have had a helping hand, a cosmic catalyst that set them on a faster path. Critics of this theory, and there are many, rightly point out that there's no direct, physical evidence. We haven't found a million-year-old spaceship fragment or an alien power tool. And they're right. All we have are ancient stories, ambiguous art, and a lot of what-ifs. But absence of evidence isn't evidence of absence. 1,000,000 years is an unfathomably long time. Any physical traces could have easily been eroded, buried, or destroyed by the relentless geologic activity of our planet. Furthermore, a civilization advanced enough for interstellar travel would likely be advanced enough to leave no trace if they didn't want to. They might have followed a kind of prime directive, a rule of non-interference, making their visit as subtle and covert as possible. The encounter might have been a mistake, a breach of their own protocols, which they quickly covered up. So, where does that leave us? We're left with a fascinating, mind-bending possibility. The story of humanity might be grander and more cosmic than we ever imagined. We might be part of a galactic community, observed and perhaps even guided from afar. The next time you look up at the night sky, don't just see stars. See a sea of possibilities. See the potential homes of the beings who may have visited our world when it was still young and wild. This theory challenges us to think outside the box, to question the accepted narrative, and to keep an open mind. The truth about our deep past is still out there, waiting to be discovered. Maybe one day, they'll come back, and the stories our ancestors tried to tell us will finally make perfect sense. What do you think? Were our prehistoric ancestors visited by beings from another world? Is it all just mythology? Or could there be a kernel of truth in these ancient tales? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I read every single one. And if you enjoy this journey into the primal past, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Primal Earth channel for more explorations into the mysteries of our world.